The Ice Blasters were playing an Antarctic Football League match against top of the league Sealtown United. Sealtown seemed unbeatable. Their team of seals was so slick, thumping the ball with their tail, curling it into the corner of the net with pinpoint accuracy. The Ice Blasters had had a good cup run this season, and the next time they played Sealtown after this game, it would be the Tundra Cup final. Ice Blaster, Edith the leopard seal, has the ball. "Pass it to me," called her teammate Mo the petrel, flapping his wings. "I'm unmarked." She ignored him and whacked the ball to her best friend, Francoise the penguin, who slid along the ice and tonked it forward with his head. The ball slid along the ground, and a Sealtown player swished their tail and with a honk honk thwacked the ball hard. The ball zoomed the length of the field and curved in the air straight to the tail of their striker, who thumped it so hard it broke the net as they scored the goal. The whistle blew. The Ice Blasters had lost 6-0. All the Ice Blasters hung their heads sadly, except Edith and Francois. They enjoyed playing together, whatever the result. They were best friends. Edith and Francois swam together, fished together, trained together, and liked to play next to each other on the field at the game. It didn't matter to them what everyone else was up to. The following week at training, the captain, Benny the Emperor Penguin, made an announcement. "We need to try something new to beat Sealtown. This is why we have a new coach, Renard Blanc." The Ice Blasters gasped. The rock-hopper penguin Renard Blanc was a renowned football coach from the glacier. He slowly hopped through the circle of Ice Blasters. "You are a good team. You made the final of the cup, but you are not the best team. With my help, you will become the best." They split into groups and trained as normal, Renard watching intently. Edith and Francoise played together as usual, only passing to each other. The next match they played was against the Tundra Thunder. Edith lost the ball while laughing at one of Francois' jokes, leading to a Tundra goal. But then one of Edith's thumping tail passes found Francois. He spun and slapped the ball with his flipper and scored the winning goal. At the first training session after the game, Renard seemed cross. They split into the usual groups for the practice game when Renard shouted, "No, I will choose the groups. You," he said, pointing at Francoise, "will be in that team." Edith started to follow Francois. "No, no, no, no. You are in the other team." Edith and Francoise were horrified. "We always play together. You've got it wrong." "Renard never gets it wrong. You will play against each other today." Well, that was it. Francois stomped his flippers and Edith honked and flapped her tail, but Renard was having none of it. "Get on with the game." They reluctantly joined their teams and started the practice game. Poppy, the big elephant seal, was on Francois' team. She slapped the ball forward to Francois. Francois slid to get it, heading beak first for his friend Edith. She was midway through attempting to whack the ball really hard and didn't see Francois. Her tail missed the ball and hit Francois square on the bum. Thwack! And whoosh! He slid the length of the pitch and ended up tangled in the netting with the keeper. The whole team burst out laughing. Once he had detangled himself, Francois ran up to Edith, who was still chuckling with the others. "What do you think you were doing? You're meant to be my friend." "Oh, come on, Francois. It was pretty funny. It's only a game. Relax." "Funny? We will see what's funny." Francois stormed off and the game resumed. Francois' team got the ball and thumped it forward. Edith slid forward to defend and pulled herself up to take the header. Francois, still angry, ran up Edith and jumped off her head and kicked the ball straight into the goal. Edith squared up to Francois. "You used me as a ladder." "What do you expect? It's only a game, Edith." The shouting got louder and louder. "You did that on purpose. You bruised my bottom." Then the pushing and shoving began. The team gathered round to watch. Renard burst through and hopped between them. "Stop this nonsense." "But she, but he, you both. So what did you learn?" "That she's not my best friend, that he is a backstabber." No. What did you learn?" "There were 2 unstoppable goals." The team started to mumble. Unstoppable goals, just like Sealtown. Edith and Francois looked at each other. "You played the game with each other in a different way. If you can use what you learned, perhaps we can win the trophy, hey?" Francois and Edith looked at each other. "You also played with the rest of the team. It was easier to get the ball where you needed it." Yes, it was," said Edith, looking astonished. "We don't always have to play just with each other." It does not mean you are best friends. But you can let other friends in too. No one should feel left out, said Benny. They looked round at the nodding ice blasters and felt ashamed. From that day forward, Edith and Francois still played together, but they let other people join in and play too. The team worked extra hard at playing together as a group, and at last the day of the cup final arrived. Sealtown had a big following. The crowd of fans made a huge roar, honk, when the Seals slid onto the field. "This is it," said Renard, "our chance to show what you can do when you work together." The team headed out onto the icy pitch and into their positions. The Sealtown captain looked confused as Edith and Francois took up their positions away from each other at different sides of the pitch. The game kicked off, and after a tense few minutes, the Seals pushed forward to loud cheers from the crowd. Edith thwacked Francois on the bum, and he shot off along the ice and tonked the ball with his head. It shot straight to Benny, who swiveled and fired it into the net. Goal! The crowd went silent. The Seals looked shocked. The game continued. Soon the Seals scored one back with a tail shot so hard the keeper, Happy the elephant seal, flew through the back of the net. Edith came and picked her up. "Go and get him, Edith," she said, brushing the ice off her whiskers. The ball flew high in the air towards the goal. The Sealtown striker reached up, his head arching towards the ball. Francois scampered up Edith and leapt into the air. He kicked out his flipper and reached the ball first, tapping it lightly off course towards Poppy. The Sealtown striker belly flopped onto the ice, splat. Poppy thumped it upfield and Benny scored. They're in the lead again. The Sealtown players were in shock. The Ice Blasters played the game of their life. The final whistle blew. They had won the cup. Benny ran over and collected the trophy. Edith and Francois jumped for joy. After the cup final win, Edith and Francois were still best friends, but they didn't always play together. They made sure that they involved everyone else too. Ice Blasters is a story by Knick Knack. Thanks for listening and feel free to subscribe.